Hi, my name's Rebecca Wiedemer, and on behalf of the American Culinary Federation, Golden Grove Global, and Rocky Mountain Food Partners, we are proud to present this series of informative videos where you will hear from your fellow chefs and industry partners on the topic, given the current COVID-19 situation, what would you have done to better prepare? What are you doing now? And what are your plans after the restrictions are released?
My name is Mike DeGiovanni. I'm a certified executive chef. In the past 20 years, I've been a member of the Colorado Chefs Association. I'm the Vice President of Culinary Operations for MorningStar Senior Living. We have 26 communities in 9 different states. This is the great thing about something like a Chefs Association. To be able to bounce ideas off of one another. I spend a lot of my time talking to counterparts in the industry. How are they doing things? Because they may have procedures in place that you may not think of. You know, here in Colorado, I think half the deaths contributed so far to COVID-19 have actually occurred in healthcare communities. We were talking about this very early on and looked at what it was going to take for us to keep our residents safe, to keep our employees safe. The testing protocols before somebody could even enter a building, those type of things we put into place immediately before it was ever a requirement. We are going to see, and we do need to plan for a second wave. And we also need to look beyond that second wave into what is going to be probably a third wave in the fall and winter when we not only have coronavirus coming back, but at the same time, we're going to have the seasonal flu to deal with. We were having calls on this every single day. I had early on started working with our vendors when it came to supply chain issues. We stopped communal dining. The continued testing and monitoring of the folks that live with us is also ongoing every single day. We've had to put some policies in place that are not necessarily making people happy, but I'll tell you, we've been very transparent with family members and with residents about everything from day one. As far as the immediate and then long-range future, that's where a lot of our thinking is right now. When it comes to dining, are we starting to do small group dining maybe in the hallways where they live? Will it be hopefully going to staggered dining room hours so we can bring less people at a time into a dining room and separate them out more? One of our largest infractions is always going to be hand washing, because are people doing it enough? Are they doing it after working with a food that's not going to receive a further cooking process? Are they washing their hands after they take off a pair of gloves? Another thing they're really going to have to watch out for is service staff, right? Is service staff, after they bring dirty dishes back into a dish pit area, are they washing their hands before picking clean food up out of the window and taking it out into the dining room? And so everything we can do to put into place a safety and sanitation checkpoint is going to be vital. Be prepared, be vigilant, hope for the best, plan for the worst, and don't let up. We're a long ways off from getting back to what we used to have. And, you know, speak to your sales associates at various companies and find out what it is they have and what they can do for you. Healthcare's, you know, a decent field to get into. You know, if people are looking for jobs, we have jobs. We try to hire the best talent we can to run our kitchens. And so certainly people can reach out if they're looking.
My name's Tom McGuigan, and currently I'm doing restaurant and grocery consulting in the San Francisco Bay Area, helping people adjust to the new normal with regards to how they're producing food safely, packaging food safely, and getting it to people who need it. Changing from a model of firing everything a la minute to doing hot food production packed cold. Which will then, with the right parameters of time and temperature, be able to extend the shelf life on it. So if somebody was able to buy a product, let's say a chicken pot pie that they would usually get hot from them, they could also buy that in a state where it had a 5-day shelf life, and they could either refrigerate and or freeze that, so they could eliminate the need for several deliveries and have one delivery and have several days worth of food without it being compromised in terms of integrity or quality. Well, there's a lot of new parameters that we have to follow in terms of having people enter back into the premise as work people. So we're trying to set up that path of travel, and what is not only the customer experience or the customer kind of timeline going to be, or storyline, but we have to do that for the employees as well. So we're doing things like buying foot bath mats. So when people come in, that they clean the shoes that they're in, and then we're going to have a staging or a welcome area where they're going to change shoes, and there's going to be shoes there that are just for inside the restaurant. And then we've got all the PPEs that we got to implement and put together. So we're planning right now all the path of travel for employees, from coming in to clocking in to taking breaks, and how they're maneuvering and managing on the line with maintaining the social distancing. I think that we're going to be in this situation longer than most people think. Just because even if they do lift restrictions, I know that they've been super tight here in San Francisco. And actually, people are taking pride in respecting those. And I think it's building community, actually. We're not even going to a place where we're going to allow people to come up and order in person. It's all going to be online. Find as many revenue streams as you can. So if we can take the same product and put it like on an Instacart, which is more of a grocery platform, and then we could put it on DoorDash and Caviar as a hot item, and then we can also present it as like a grab-and-go item that can be sent to your house, then you got one product in 3 different venues, and you're tripling your opportunities of selling it. The main objective is not compromising brand integrity and still maintaining your standards. I've built kitchens, I've built efficiencies, I've built processes, and I'm very good at logistics and solutions in terms of looking at operations from either a physical standpoint of building a plant or operationalizing it and finding efficiencies in the way that we do it. That's what I love doing, and I'm available if you need me.
Well, I'm Mike Briski. I'm a chef at NCAR. That stands for National Center for Atmospheric Research over in Boulder. We have 3 different locations. I do a lot of luncheons for between 20 and 50 people. I also do a pretty big volume in our cafe during lunch. Basically, we would go to an all-to-go service. We want to have our salad bar. We want to have our stations. We would have protection gear. We would have or plexiglass or something by our stations. Practice safe social distancing. What we do too at our location, we have a badge system. So if you're an employee there, you get a badge. You can charge food off of that badge too. So no money comes out of your pocket. There's no money transferred. All they do is take their badge and they swipe it. We haven't been working for about 5 weeks. We have to change our whole game plan. 8 of us on our management team. We are actually in gear. We meet 2 times a week. We won't have these big parties for 500-600 people. So we have to get our revenue in different ways. So these are some of the things that we are working on right now at the moment. We do have a plan in place for when we come back. We're doing all takeout. We're doing no salad bar. We're adding sanitation stations in. We'll be wearing masks and gloves, follow all the guidelines, and try to just get back in and salvage whatever business we can. It's going to be like a one-stop shop. They can order everything. It'll go into the computer. It'll be sent down to each kitchen. We'll set up a staging area between 11 and 2. They can come and pick up food. We're 100% compostable because we're not going to use silverware. We're not going to use any of our china. It's just going to be all compostable. I think we will go back to normal someday. We have to make it as safe as possible. I think during flu season from now on, there might be different precautions. And our company is very generous with benefits and stuff. If you're sick, you have time to take the day off, if possible. We stress health and staying healthy. And there's a great website. They can find out all about us, all our services, what we do, and it's a great website.
Hello, my name is Walt Hawley. I'm chef owner of Rocky Mountain Food Partners. We manufacture food for private label with flavor and food solutions coast to coast. I'm also the chef instructor for the apprenticeship program here in Colorado. And I've been with the association since 1986. From an educator standpoint, to be able to have an agenda and a curriculum that can flip from being actual hands-on to one of online and virtual learning. From a manufacturing standpoint, we have safe food practices happening all of the time. We're having to increase our lead times for ordering of packaging and printing of labels. Lead times for shipping, the truckers are busier than ever. So at the beginning of this, we flipped from being in the kitchen to a virtual online learning tool. On the manufacturing side, we're trying to help our workers in our facilities that we're producing in feel empowered, feel protected, and give them ways that they can be a part of the solution. From the education side, I think the students, both first year and second year, need to have a whole lot more appreciation for not just food safety and sanitation as chapter 1 of their learning in the textbook, but they're able to apply that. But this takes it to a whole different level. If you look at our second year students, they are about to finish their second year program and graduate. It's a super exciting time for them. And I think one of the things that we have to be aware of as instructors, but also as chefs and operators through the industry, that helping them launch their career in a positive way in a pandemic episode is really, really tough. But from a manufacturing standpoint, there's a real need for the worker, the folks that are doing the producing, working the lines, working the machinery, that they have a better understanding of the full scope of how COVID is invading their workplace and how we go about doing our business every day. Lastly, with the educational mindset, what we're doing in looking at ways once restrictions are lifted, we're looking to get back into the kitchen with the students. So we've submitted out to the industry in Central Colorado an RFP, request for proposal. Anybody that has a full-size kitchen, that we are looking for a home for the apprenticeship program to be able to set up a new kitchen, a classroom kitchen. And with that, bring the students back together, get the second year folks through their graduation, with their practical exam and get a home set up for the current first-year students that they're able to focus more and dive into their studies on a well-rounded culinary education. We're excited about that. Kevin Love said that COVID-19 is the thief of human potential. We've got to be really aware that the people that are in doing the work, looking for an attaboy or doing a good job, that we've got to encourage them. We've got to continue to teach and train them, and that COVID doesn't have to be the thief, that we can overcome that. We can help them grow and be even better than the generation that's brought them into the industry. So it's a reminder for me to continue to bring the best, amp it up for them, and encourage them that they're going to be the new leaders to carry us through the next level. Hey, if you've got any questions or you want to have a dialogue about anything that we're discussing, or you have some ideas for the future, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm at walt@rmfp.co. Be glad to have a conversation with you anytime.
Thank you for joining us to learn from these chefs and industry experts. We look forward to bringing you more of these informative videos in the future. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the ACF directly or contact me, Rebecca, at goldengroveglobal.com. Cheers.